maybe get more spells, but I will just like do as much damage to the Infecter as I can. I have him under control at the moment. I really have a good momentum now. Let's hope I can keep it. Oh, now it's the nemesis turn, so I shouldn't have spoken. Any player discards 3 cards in hand and suffers 2 damage. Oh, that's pretty bad. Hey everyone, this is Aeon, and today I'm bringing you the first battle of the Aeon's End, the Descent Expedition. Really looking forward to showing this to you. When this video is released, this game will have been out for a few months already. The reason is because currently, while recording this in the beginning of December 2024, I'm currently editing and publishing my playthrough of Aeon's End Outcasts. So the second video will come out soon, and then the third and the fourth video. When these are done, then I will release those. But I'll be recording them today because I want to integrate everything into my Aeon's End collection, because I own everything Aeon's End, like completely everything, and looking forward to playing this because I haven't played this version yet. So this will be very exciting for you and for me. So before we start, grab yourself a cup of tea so we are ready to go. Oh yeah, very, very nice. All right, so let me just quickly set up the game and then we can get started. Right, and that is the setup of the game. So this took me a little bit longer than usual. First of all, because I want to get everything on screen, and I can't quite do it exactly the same way I did it last time. We have a little bit less room because now, from this edition on, from the Descent on, there is a new gameplay element, and that is the foes and the friends, right? Usually you have one friend that makes the game easier and a foe that makes the game harder. If you use both, I suppose, the game stays the same difficulty approximately, right? So it gets a little bit easier, but also a little bit harder. There are new turn order cards in the turn order deck, one for the friend, one for the foe. How they work, I do not know yet because, well, I haven't played the game yet. I played the first time, well, at least this edition, right? I've played Aeon's End numerous times, but I haven't played this edition yet, and I will explore that together with you. So, another disclaimer is that I am using none of the tokens that are in the base game, right? I haven't punched any of them out. There are like the new status tokens I will need because I don't have them yet. Everything else I already own because I have the entire collection. I don't see a reason why I should punch them out. I have them off screen at the moment, but I do have like these trays here. These are for the nemeses. These are for the mages here, right? And then I also have like some additional like smaller trays, for example here for the dice, right? I don't usually use health tokens for all the like tracking the health of the minions and of the mage. I use these spin down dice, right? These official Aeon's End spin down dice, and you can get them in accessory pack 1, I think. So I will be using those just so that you don't wonder if you get this game and you have different materials in it, different components. That is the reason why. Because I'm using like the things that I already own, right? Everything else is pretty much the same here. Also, one thing that exists is the reference card where you see your player and your nemesis turn. I want to have them on screen because I usually don't need them because I know how the game plays. All right, what else do you see here? At the top there's the market with the 9 cards that we can purchase with the either like with the currency, so to speak, that we gain or that we can use during the game. Here on the right there's a curse deck. There's only one type of card in here. In other editions of like in Aeon's End Outcast there are also more curse cards. This is where the mechanism was introduced. I did not shuffle them in here because this is just the game, everything you can play with when you get Aeon's End the Descent, right? I didn't want to shuffle in anything else. We will play with like how the game was supposed to be played. When you're done with this expedition, and when I will be done, you can take this and shuffle this into, like, mix this all with your Aeon's End content that you own, and then you also have more curse cards, right? If you only own this box, then then you will now see how to play it. Here with our nemesis, the Infecter. This is the foe we have to defeat. Either we have to go through the entire deck here of the nemesis, the entire nemesis deck, and kill all the minions that are still in play, or we need to reduce the health of the Infecter from 60 to 0. We lose if Gravehold is at 0 health, or if there's like any other rules that tell us that we are at 0 health. Then we have our friend, our foe. The friend is Dalana, the healer. She has the ability Bandage. Any player or Gravehold gains 4 life. That is very, very good. Healing is a very important thing in Aeon's End. And also here we have the Swarm, our foe. Call the Hive. Place the bottommost minion from the Nemesis discard pile back into play. If there are no minions in the Nemesis discard pile, place 2 birdlings into play instead. So the Nemesis, the foe will like keep reviving old minions, which is pretty bad. Here's our health, 30 health. Here's the turn order deck. This will decide whose turn it is. This one is the only deck that will be shuffled actually, because our deck will never be shuffled. That's the difference to most regular deck builders. Here are 4 turn order cards for me, the 1s and the 2s. There are 2 for the Nemesis and 1 for the foe and the friend each, right? And we always have more turns than the Nemesis, but that is also needed because Aeon's End is hard enough as it is. Here are breaches. This is where we will cast our spells in order to deal damage to like pretty much anything, to the minions, maybe to the foe, I don't know yet, probably not, and also to the Infecter. Here we have our player board. We are playing with Brama. I chose Brama because this is actually a character from the very, very first edition of Aeon's End, from the original Aeon's End, and there she was like an elderly lady, so to speak, a healer, and now we have the young version of her, and she's a healer as well, because, well, she has been a healer all her life, because it says regenerate, activate during any player's main phase, which is my main phase because I'm playing by myself, gain 4 life. You may suffer 2 damage. If you do, Gravehold gains 4 life, right? That's pretty cool. So we can actually like suffer damage to heal Gravehold and then heal back up. Pretty cool mechanism. That's why I chose her, and also because, well, I've played with the original Brama, so I want to check out her younger version. This is our deck we draw from. This is our hand. We have put a banner in here. You always use a banner when you play against a foe, I think, if I understand it correctly. This is like a gem. That just replaces a regular gem you have, right? The regular gems just give you 1 either, that is the currency to do things, to pretty much everything. And the Banner of Chronicles here is also a gem, you just replace a regular one with that. You also gain 1 either, or the foe loses 1 charge. Charges are the things down here, right? When there are 5 charges here, the foe activates their special power. And I don't like that, so that's why I took this card. There were like 6 banners or something to choose from. I also have charges down here. They cost like 2 either each to activate, and Dalana also has these charges for her bandage. That is pretty much everything you see here. And now what we need to do is check out the expedition book, the narrative booklet, because that one guides us through a story. I will read all of this. This is quite a bit of text, so I'll read all of this so you know what is happening lore-wise. If you're not interested in that, as usual, I do have timestamps in the description. Just jump into the playthrough where I will explain like the game roughly and play through the game. Alright, let's begin. Intro to Battle 1. Nestled between the ocean and its 50-foot garrison walls, Carrick has stood as the shining capital city of Melia for over 10 generations. Since its creation, the unique placement of Carrick and the industrial spirit of the people who live there has made it the world leader in imports, exports, fishing, philosophy, craftsmaking, tourism, and cultural exchange. Its iconic brass-domed Capitol building sits in the center of the city, shining like a beacon to all the ships coming to share in a small piece of Carrick's prosperity. Brama shuts the book with a thump and turns triumphantly to her friends behind her. See? Thraxia furrows his brow. What am I supposed to see, Brama? See that the old world used to be full of wonderful things like philosophy and cultural exchange, and now we have nothing? Dalana cuts in from where she sits, cross-legged on the muddy floor of the tent. She twists the stem of a lone, ragged dandelion between her fingers. I apologize, Brama, but I don't believe we need to break into Elder Merla's tent to figure that out. Elder Merla is the oldest living member of the Sisterhood. With her stooped shoulders and cane, she barely comes up to Brahma's chin, but her eyes still glitter with either. Her tent is unadored, same as every tent in the clan, but her age and venerated status have earned her the right to a few extra pillows on her bedroll, and some leniency to continue her odd hobby, a small collection of books and scrolls from the old world. A collection that Brama has secretly availed herself of whenever she gets a moment to slip away. The Sisterhood doesn't look kindly on anything beyond the needs of survival. They travel light and fast, always trying to stay ahead of the roaming path of the terrible nameless that terrorize the world. The core of the clan are the sisters, any girls lucky enough to be born with magical talent. Brama learned the sister words when she was 9. She became a daughter at 11. She fought her first nameless, a feathered thing with eyes like blood that screamed and screamed and screamed, alongside with other sisters when she was 13. At 14, she watched her mother die. Oh boy, is this grim, just like Aeon's end is supposed to be. Very nice. No, Delana, the city. 50-foot walls, back against the ocean. The book says that Carrick is the most defensible city in the world, and still for thousands of years. Brama taps the cover of a book. This could be our stronghold. People might still even live there. Those were the before times, Delana argues, folding her arms. I'm sure it's been destroyed. Everything has been destroyed. The elders say... Oh, please. Don't spout off about what the elders say. Janti stands up from where she'd been lounging across Elder Murder's cushions. She slings an arm around Brama's shoulders, leaning forward with Delana and Thraxir. You two are followers. If you really cared about the rules, you wouldn't be sneaking into sisterhood tents with us. You could get excised from the clan for this, you know? But the clan is cruel and divisive. The point of Thraxir's great sword digs into the muddy ground as he rests his hands on its hilt. He never goes anywhere without it. That doesn't mean we suddenly have the freedom to leave. A traveler on their own without the protection of witches is inviting death. But witches aren't the only ones who can fight, Thrax. You're a warrior and you can even open breaches now. I've seen it. Lower your voice, Thraxir hisses, glancing at the flaps of the tent. The camp should be deserted for midday route planning, but there's no need to press their luck. You and Janti have the sister words. You're not the ones risking everything with this plan. And what about those of us who can't open breaches? Delana asks. What choice do we have? You can choose to listen to me. Brama steps forward, holding the book in one hand and extends her other down to Delana. For a moment, Delana hesitates, but she takes Brama's hand and lets herself be pulled to her feet. Traveling alone, we may be helpless, but we never have been alone. The Sisterhood wants us to think that submitting to the hierarchy is the only way to survive the wastelands, but I have fought alongside them and my magic is equal to their own. Janti and I know the sister words. Thraxia is learning magic and other guards can fight without it. I know you've been studying beneath Master Tovia, Delana. You were the one who tended Elder Rayna's wounds after the battle with the grinning horror. The Sisterhood belittles the followers, but you are invaluable to the survival of our clan. We could make it out of here. Together. To what end? There's a hint of hope in Delana's eyes as she looks at Brama, but it's hard to remember how to hope in this world. To be a new clan, wandering around and hoping never to bump into the Sisterhood we betrayed? To go to Carrick, Janti answers. Brama turns around, surprised to hear the words before she could say them. That's what you wanted to tell us, wasn't it? You think Carrick is still around. You want to settle there. I want... Brama takes a deep breath and opens her mouth to speak. But before she can, the flap of the tent is thrown open. Murder, you old bag of bones, are you in there? Brama freezes in panic as she comes face to face with Sister Layson. Of all the sisters, none is more terrifying than Layson. She hulks, her broad shoulders overflowing from her fur cloak. She's the only sister to ever face the Nameless alone and bears the scars to prove it. Her white hair is braided with bones and teeth. Severed antlers dangle from her belt, trophies of Nameless she's bested. Well, well, what have I stumbled into? Laysan grabs Delana by the scruff of the shirt before she can bolt and stares down Thraxia. Thraxia glares back. A couple of trespassers? Thieves? You must be skulking around the shadows like this. We're not thieves, but preparing to leave the clan, Janti says, stepping boldly forward. Brama's panic rises into her throat, choking her. This was supposed to be a secret. They weren't done planning yet. They weren't ready. Brama has found an old city which had defenses like the Nameless couldn't overwhelm. We're sick of living on the run, at the whim of the elders. We want to build something, a real home, without fear. You want to leave the clan? Leeson laughs. You four? Look at Delana. She wouldn't last a day out there alone. She won't be alone. We will protect her. She will protect us. We don't discriminate. Thraxia lifts her sword, leveling the point at the center of Leeson's chest. Put her down, cousin. You think you can keep up with me? 2 followers and 2 pups barely speaking the words? Leeson licks her teeth. She drops Delana, who collapses to the ground, trembling, legs unable to support her weight. Prove it then. Scouts took too far an arc avoiding the mountains, let us ride in ambush. We're standing on void scum. Brama pulls her feet out of the muddy ground and sees the swamp is sticking to her skin. The dirt pauses, almost seeming to breathe as it spreads like mold up her ankle. She stumbles backward, trying to escape. Where are the sisters? Preoccupied, the swamp's not our only problem. Seems like a nasty hive of creatures has been using it as a hunting ground. We're surrounded. Listen grins with the words, as if she relishes the challenge. Well? Sure you don't want to cower inside and be protected like other followers? Thraxia meets Leeson's gaze without blinking. Never again. We fight. Alright, and that is the story, the intro to Battle 1. So, you've seen there have been a lot of characters that I did not voice well in the slightest, but these are like the 4 main characters that we just heard are the 4 mages we will be playing here, right? Since you're only playing a solo game, we only play Brama, but imagine like all the 4 mages are here, like story-wise, lore-wise, right? And everybody is like trying to defeat the Nameless, which are the nemeses, right? So, and now, what we will do, now we will just fight the Infecter. We will have Delana, this is like the main character, right? As the healer here, and also the Swarm as the foe. And now we will just start playing the game. Let me just play the game and like explain the game as we go. So the first 2 or 3 turns will be a little bit longer than usual, and then the game will be a little bit faster. So just fast forward a little bit if you want to. So, first thing we always do is turn over the turn order deck, and that shows us whose turn it is. We have 2 1s, 2 2s, that is for us, right? I only have the player 1 here because, well, I will not put 2 numbers here, but the 2 is also for me, right? So now's our turn. What we now do is first we always cast our spells. We don't have any here, so we don't cast them. And then we have the main phase where we do like everything pretty much, right? We have cards in our hand. This game is card focused. It's a deck builder. That means we will just play our cards here to do things. There are 3 types of cards. We have the gems. These help us to pay for things we can do. We have the relics. I don't have any yet in my hand. These are just cards we just play as action cards, right? And then they get discarded, and we can use them again next time we draw them. These just do specific things. Just anything pretty much. And then we have spells. These mainly do damage, right? I have one right here, one starting spell, Funnel Rage. So I can play any of these cards, and then I can like do things with the ether I get. I can turn my my rifts here. I can only cast spells from opened rifts, like the yellow ones, or ones that I have just focused, like turned this turn, right? And I can only like also open them, and then they are opened, right? And then I can like use my spells to defeat the foes. Another thing I can do is just buy cards. You see the cost in the top right of these cards here, right? And also what I can do is power up here, down here, for 2 ether, which is like the currency here. I can put 1 charge token here. If I have 5 charge tokens, I can use that ability whenever I want to, depending on like the phase I'm in. This one I can only use in my main phase, right? That's pretty much what we do. And I will not go over all the cards we have at our disposal yet. I have looked at the cards, and whenever I get a card, I will tell you what it does, right? Because I will not be playing with all the cards. I will not be using all the cards, buying all the cards, right? So that's pretty much all that we can do. So let me just play through my turn and just show you how that works. So here I have 4 ether. First of all, I have a spell here. This one, whenever this is prepped, that means it is like assigned to my breach. I cannot cast it now because that's only at the beginning of my turn, right? So I can put it here and then I cast it on my next turn. And while it's prepped, this Funnel Rage always gives me like 1 ether token, which is like 1 temporary currency I have to use during my turn whenever I suffer damage. So that's cool. That actually gives me like ether tokens passively, which is pretty nice. And whenever a different player would suffer damage, I could also suffer the damage instead. It's only me, so that one is not relevant. And if I cast it, I just deal 1 damage regularly, right? If I ever cast spells from the 3rd or 4th breach, then I do 1 extra damage. Okay, and then I have 4 ether here. I can now buy something. Usually you want to buy gems at the beginning, just so that you can like build up a little engine, right? But 4 is pretty bad. I would like to have this one here, actually here. But this one isn't too bad. I will take this one here because this one lets me gain 2 ether whenever I use it, right? So that's not bad. It's not great, but it's also not bad. But I can also spend like 1 ether also in order to focus 1 closed breach with the lowest focus cost. Focusing means turning it one way, right? Whenever the yellow one is at the top, I need to open it. I can't focus it anymore, but I can also open a breach immediately by paying the cost that I denoted here. If I open it like immediately, it's like cheaper than like forcing it all the way. So I will get this. So what you always do, you play your cards, right? So I just play them here for now, and then you put your purchase card right here. Let me just get a little more room here. Put it right here, and then at the end of the turn, you will just discard all of your cards. You can choose the order in which you discard your cards. That is important because you never shuffle your deck, except if a foe or a nemesis or something makes you do that. And then after the main phase, you just draw 5 cards. Very simple, right? You only have 10 cards, so you always draw like all of the cards, and that's it. You can also play gems and not use the currency, but you can never play spells or relics without using them, right? And you can also not discard them at the end of your turn. You cannot do that, like in other deck builders. That was my turn. So now it is my turn again. Wonderful. So now I will cast that spell. If I cast it, then I discard it immediately and I deal 1 damage. The only thing I can damage at the moment is the nemesis. The nemesis is now at 59. Alright, that is okay. That's not too bad. That could be worse. And then I have another spell, the Spark, that just deals 1 damage. That's the regular spell that every mage pretty much has. So in here I have Eternium. That's another card that only Brama has. And this one lets me gain 1 ether. And also, if I can suffer 1 damage, and if I do, an ally gains an ether token. An ally would be another player. Since I play by myself, I'm always my own ally. So that is not too bad. So I have 4 ether now. I could also damage myself by 1 in order to get an ether token that I have to use this turn, right? Ether tokens look like this here. These are these yellow tokens. They might look different in this version. I'm not quite sure now. But these are the ether tokens here. When you gain them, you just put them on your player mat or anywhere in your play area. And at the end of the turn, they are gone, right? So these are temporary. So that's one thing to consider. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is I will now pay these 4 here without taking damage. And I will get another Washium. I think this one is pretty nice. And then I will discard my cards here. So now I have to draw cards again at the end of my turn. There are none in my deck. So I would usually draw all the cards in my deck. And whenever I can't draw cards anymore, but I still have to, I just take the deck, turn it over, and draw the rest of the cards here. These will now be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These will now be the 5 cards I started with, right? Because these were the first ones I discarded. Actually, not quite. I do have that Washium here already because I used that spell. Alright. So let's see. Now it's the foe's turn. I don't know how these work yet. So what we do now is we see the attack the foe will do. So we can project the attack it will do next time. And now it will do it, right? Because we just drew that. So now it says place a Broodling into play right here. And Gravehold suffers 2 damage, right? We want to protect Gravehold at all costs. Or the Swarm gains 3 charges and the friend gains 1 charge. Gaining 3 charges would be okay actually, right? Because didn't I have that here? I have that one here that makes the foe lose 1 charge. So that's actually not bad. So I think instead of putting an enemy in play, I will actually let the Swarm gain 3 charges and the friend 1. That's not too bad. So these are the charge tokens. When you get if you have the regular version, these are like the deluxe tokens for Aeon's End. When you get like the regular Aeon's End box here, you will have like tokens, right? Like small blue tokens instead of these here. But I will just use those because, well, that's what I'm used to be playing with, right? So you can kind of get an idea of how I play this game, when I play it by myself. Alright, and then we take the attack and put it in the discard pile and turn over the next one here. So we know what it will be doing next time. Alright, but it will be a while until it's the foe's turn again. So now it is the nemesis turn. The nemesis turn is pretty simple. We take like all the cards that are here in the current active area of the nemesis and they activate from oldest to newest, right? Added. There are none at the moment, so that's fine. And then we draw a card from the nemesis deck. The first cards are level 1 cards, then there are level 2 and then level 3 cards, and they get harder with every card, right? So disorient, attack. There are 3 different types of cards in Nemesis can have. Either minions, these are just small enemies that like do things. Usually they damage you or Gravehold. Then there are powers. Powers get charged over a while and then they are unleashed. You can also like prevent some of them. I will get to those when we actually draw one. And the attacks are just resolved immediately and then discarded, right? The discard pile will be off screen. So it says unleash. Unleash is a word for every nemesis, but every nemesis then has a different unleash option, right? And this one says, if the Infecter has 0 nemesis tokens, it gains a nemesis token. Alright, so we will get a nemesis token. These are the black ones here that I use from the deluxe edition. But the nemesis tokens usually look just have different looks. And you can't really see them up here, so I will just put them down here. You can see them better. Then reveal the top card of the infection deck. This one is exclusive to the Infecter, right? And the player with the fewest infections, which is always me, gains that infection. Alright, so let's see. Discard a prepped spell or suffer 1 damage. I cannot discard the spell, but it's only 1 damage anyway, right? So I can actually discard it, I think. So, yeah, you know what? I will discard it with and not suffer any damage, right? And then this one is just discarded. So they are like just extra attacks and things that the Infector does. And the Unleash variant for the Infector means that says that if the Infector has 0 nemesis token, it gains a nemesis token, which you will do. I have these black ones here from the deluxe components for Aeon's End. Usually these are like small cardboard tokens, and they always look different in each Aeon's End version. Then reveal the top card of the infection deck, which is exclusive to the Infector here, right? And the player with the fewest infections gains that infection. It says like infections always stay in front of the player, right? And whenever the foe unleashes, the nemesis unleashes again and has at least 1 nemesis token, then it loses the nemesis token, and we have to resolve all our infections, right? And these stay in front of the player. I will just play them here for now. Usually these spells come here, but I don't have any spells at the moment, so I will just put them there. Like the Infector combined with like the friends and the foes, they take up much more space for Aeon's End than usual. So yeah, I will have to kind of like try to do that. All right. And then it says here, any player suffers 1 damage. That would be me. And discards a card in hand. Let me just discard a regular gem here, a regular crystal. If that card is a gem, Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Well, I only have gems, so there's nothing that I can do. Well, I could also... The banner here is also a gem. Here's all gems. So Gravehold will actually suffer 2 damage here. Well, that's the way it goes, I suppose. Okay, and that was the attack. So we will just discard that one. We don't need that anymore. And that was the nemesis turn, right? So actually quite simple. And now it's the nemesis turn again. We resolve all the cards here. There are none. So that's why the nemesis will just draw a nemesis card, which is now a minion. And usually you would put like these health tokens on there. As I said, I'm using these dice, so we will set it to 7 HP. You see the HP right here. And then it says like immediately and persistent. Immediately says you immediately do whatever it says there. So it says immediately this minion suffers damage equal to the number of players in the game. So 1 damage, because, well, it's just 1 player. And persistent, Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Every time the nemesis is now activated, which will take a little while, because the 2 cards have already been drawn, but then the persistent effects always take place, which is Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Or what I can instead do is reveal the top card of the infection deck. The player with the fewest infections gains that infection. So if I don't want Gravehold to suffer damage, I can also take an infection. Alright. I guess that's that. And that was the nemesis turn. So now it's just gonna be the ally one, the friend ones, and us twice. Alright, it's our turn. So I do have 1, 2, 3. I would have 5. 5 here. Or 4 if I wanted the foe to lose 1 charge. And I think that would be quite good actually. Right? So yeah, I now have to see what I want to do. I think I would like to start like investing into spells. And this one, the Time Rift, is pretty nice. 1, 2, 3. That's 5. You know what? I will actually spend all of those to get the Time Rift, because I want to start damaging the foe, the nemesis quite soon. That was my turn already. I just purchased something. That's all I could do. I will just draw 5 cards for the next turn, and then it is our turn again. It's all a little bit tight here, but that is fine. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 5. I would have 5 again. So first of all, I will put that here. And then I have 5 again. I could get another one of those, actually. I think I might do that. I will now invest in a few spells. I think that's a good idea. And then I will draw 1. Don't shuffle the deck. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now it's definitely the friend's turn because that's the only turn order card we haven't drawn yet. Same thing here, we do that. Delana, the healer, gains 2 charges, or any player returns a card from the discard pile to their hand. I don't have a discard pile, right? So that one wouldn't make sense. And 2 charges sounds good, doesn't it? So let me just get 2 charges here and put them right here. So already charged 3, already 3 charges. 2 more, and Gravehold can gain 2 life, 4 life even, which is nice. So, and that was, almost. We still need to discard this one here. I will just put it to the right here and put the next one here. So either we can draw a card or gain 2 ether tokens. That's nice. And now the turn order deck is done. So what we do is we just shuffle that one. This one actually needs to be shuffled, right? Because the turn order is always different. Like one of the main draws for Aeon's End, right next to the nemeses. All right, so let's just see. It is our turn. Wonderful. So first I will do that spell. I will just cast that one. Does it make sense to... Yeah, I would actually attack the minion here. All right, see, I have my first time rift here. That is nice. That is great. I would have to... I think I need to open... like some breaches here, right? So let me see. 1, 2, 3. I would have 4, but I can't spend just 1 either in order to focus my close breach with the lowest focus cost, which is this one here. That would be okay, actually, right? I think I could do that. So I will gain 2 either. One of them I will spend to focus this one here. And then, well, actually, let me just see if I focus this one here first. I know these are all, it's more expensive. So that's fine. I still have 1 either left, plus 1, that's 2, plus 1, that's 3. I still have 3 left. And if you can see here, it says 3 either open. That means I can just open this immediately. So now I have 2 open breaches. That is good. So now I can like equip 2 spells at the same time at all times. And that's what I will do. I have the time rift here and I have the spark. Alright, these I will discard in this order here and draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it is the foe's turn. Place a Broodling into play with 4 life, or any player discards a relic in hand that costs 2 or more. I don't have a relic, right? So we'll put the Broodling here in play with 4 health altogether, which I'm not too fond of, but I mean, I guess that's the way it is. Alright, that was that. Now we just... the next card here. The next card would be the Swarm gains 2 charges or Gravehold suffers 3 damage. So I would have to try to discard these charges here. Okay, so now it is whose turn? Our turn. Wonderful. So we deal 4 damage here, which I will deal to the Broodling. No, actually, actually I think I will. I would actually do that. I would deal these 4 to the Broodling, so we put that back on top here. This is discarded, this die, and also it says I can now reveal the top card of my deck and either discard it or put it back on top of the deck. It's well, it's a gem and it's okay, but it's not great, so I will just discard it. Okay, this one is discarded as well, and the spark deals 1 damage. I will deal the damage to the Plague Bringer here. Alrighty, so. And now I will equip another time rift here. I have 2, 3, I have 5. Well, I will spend this one here in order to make the foe lose 1 charge, because that is quite dangerous. Then I have 4 crystals, 4 ether here. I can spend one of them to focus the lowest breach. Will I do that? And then I have 3 left. 3 doesn't do anything for me, right? Well, I don't really like that. I could use I could get the Coruscating Mirror. That one lets me put an Electrified token on the minion whenever it's drawn from the Nemesis deck. And that is like a debuff, like something negative for that minion. But I'm not sure if I don't like that too much. Also, I could buy the Silent Sting, which plays a Venom token on an enemy and deals 1 damage to it. What these tokens do, these elemental tokens, these are new. I can put them on enemies and they don't do anything yet, but whenever I put a second, like the next token on there, the other one resolves, or when the minion is defeated. And the Venom token would then make me able to like deal 2 damage to another enemy. I don't know. It is okay. It is not great. So what I will do instead is I will not focus anything here. I will just use all of my ether, and I think I might, just to be safe, take 2 charge tokens, right, and put them on here. I will just start charging up, I think, just to be able to, just that I'm ready to heal Gravehold. Or what I could also do is just get another gem here, right? That would also be something good. Or actually, I like the time rifts here, or like maybe the restoration siphon. You know what? I will actually get another washroom instead. I think we'll get another washroom instead. Then I will discard all of these in this order right here and draw 5 cards. So now I can only draw 2. That means I turn this deck over and draw 3 more, like this. So I have my 5 cards here. Alright, so let's see whose turn it is now. The Nemesis turn. So first of all, we activate all the cards here. This one will now deal 2 damage to Gravehold or reveal the top card of the infection deck. I don't really want any infections. So let me... Gravehold can suffer 2 damage for now. That's, I mean, not fine, but it's okay. And then we have a power here. So that's the third card that you don't know yet. It says here power 3. That means what we do is we take 3 power tokens. They're usually cardboard tokens in the regular version. I have like these orange nice crystals here, right? And this means like whenever it is the Nemesis turn, one of them will be discarded. When all of them are gone, then the power triggers. The power would would make me reveal the top 2 cards of the infection deck, and I would get the infections. To discard, I can play 6. I can spend 6 ether in 1 turn in order to discard it. So maybe I can do that. Let's see. That was the Nemesis turn. That was quite okay. And now it's my turn again. So I can deal 4 damage here. I will do that. I will deal 4 damage to the Plague Bringer. So this one is gone as well. That is very nice. Discard that die here. And also I can take a look at the top card. I will discard this. Okay. Wonderful. And now I can actually do my turn regularly. So let's see what I can do here. Do I have that banner again? No, I don't. I do have another spell. That's good. And here I have 2. I have 5. 5 is nice. With 5 I could get another spell, which I would enjoy quite a bit. So I think I will actually do that. I will get another spell here like this. And I'm happy with my turn. So far I have everything under control. Let's just see how long that will be the case, right? And it is my turn again. This one here deals 1 damage. I will deal that 1 damage, well, of course, to the Nemesis here. 58, like this. And then I do have 2 more spells. I would have to open another rift quite soonish. Let's see if I can do that. 2, 4, 5. I can get 5. And I can spend 1 to focus my closed breach with the lowest focus cost. And I can do that twice. So I will actually do that once and twice. Then I still have 3 either left. And with these 3 either I can focus it again. So just 3 more and I can open it. So I have 3 open breaches then. That will be pretty nice. That's a nice setup. And then I can like really like get a lot of spells and go to town. Okay. So let's see whose turn it is. It is the friend's turn. I can either draw a card or gain 2 ether tokens. I think I would like to get some ether tokens rather. Well, but I could also just draw cards, right? You know what? Let me draw 2 cards. Another spell, that's great. And maybe another spell? No, but more ether, so that's even better than what I would have done here. So we discard that one. So, yeah, very cool. Turn order deck, that should be the Nemesis, right? Yeah, that's the Nemesis. So, first of all, we remove one of these power tokens here, and then we draw the next card. It's a minion, and that minion has also a shield. And that is not nice at all, because this one has now 3 shield tokens, the Merc Spewer, and that means every time it is dealt damage from one source, it only removes 1 shield, and that's it. So whether I deal 1 damage or 5 damage, I will just remove 1 shield. And that, I do that like 3 times before it will receive damage, right? So that is pretty bad. I don't like that at all. And when it's defeated, If it's defeated by damage from a spark, then I will gain an infection. I will try not to do that. And also, like every round, Gravehold will suffer 2 damage starting next time. So, not great. Not a great minion, but a very interesting one. That is one that I don't know like this yet, because that one is exclusive to the Infecter, actually. Okay, so let me just shuffle these up a little bit more, and then we can see whose turn it is. It is my turn. That's good. I'm quite lucky today. Usually it's always like the Infector's turn. Alrighty, so I will deal this one damage here to the Merc Spear, just in order to get one of these shield tokens gone, and then I do another 4 damage. I think I will deal these 4 damage to the boss, actually. I don't really want to waste like 3 damage on that guy here. Also, I can take a look at the top card. I will discard the crystal. That is very cool. Like the Time Rift, I like that one quite a bit, to be honest. Alright, so what will I do? I do have a few spells, but first I will open, I think I will first open this one here. I have the Washium, that's great. So I have 2, 3, 4, I have 5 either. One of them I can use to, oh no, I can only focus, I cannot open. Well, but let me focus this one then with 1, right? And then I will spend 3 to open this one here. So I had how much? I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 5, and I just spent 4. So I have 1 left. With 1, I cannot do anything. So whatever. Also, I will spend this one here to make the foe lose 1 charge, because that one is a little bit dangerous. And these 2 I will just equip. I will put 1 here and 1 here, just because here I do 1 more damage when I cast from here, right? And these I will then discard in this order here. Alright, that was my turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is my turn. What I will actually do is these twice 4 damage. I will not deal them to the Merc Spear. Merc Spear is fine. I will leave that for now. I will deal the 9 damage even, because 1 more damage here, to the Infecter. That means the Infecter is now at 45. That's pretty good. From 60 down to 45. That was quite quick. And also I can reveal the top card here and either discard it or return it to the top of the deck. I will discard this. And I can do that again. There is no deck here, so I will just turn that over here like this. Reveal this one. And I will put this back to the deck. I actually want to use this next round. Then I'm going to discard this one here. Very good. And now it's the rest of my turn. So, let me put this one here. It doesn't really matter where I put it, but I will just put it there. I have 2, 4, I have 6. And I can spend 1 to focus that breach, which I will do. Right? And I still have 5 left. And with 5, I will just get another Time Rift. I'm quite happy with those. So now discard everything that I've played. Draw 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is my turn again. Alright, I'll do 2 damage. I will do that to the Merc Spear now. So we just remove 1 shield. That is fine. And I should have, yeah, I have everything I need. So I'll put a spark here. I will put a Time Rift. Doesn't matter where I put it, but I will just put it here. And then I have 2, 3, I would have 4. Yeah, and I will use these 4 in order to power up twice here. Because I want to start powering up so I can just heal Gravehold in case I need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's all the cards. It is the Nemesis turn. So 1 power token is gone here. And also this one will deal 2 damage to Gravehold. Okay, sure. Why not? Yeah, that was almost the Nemesis turn. Now another card. There's another power card. Okay, power 4. Okay, so it will take quite a while for the power to actually trigger. But it would be like 3 unleashes. So I would get like a lot of infections, which is not very nice. 3, oh, that's 4 right there. Okay, that was the Nemesis turn already. So now it's, let's see whose turn it is. It is the foe's turn. The Swarm gains 2 charges, or Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Gaining 2 charges is okay, just because I have removed a few, and I can remove them again, so that's fine. So the foe at the moment is okay to handle. It's fine. Okay, next time it will place a Broodling into play, which is not great. It is the Nemesis turn again. Alright, that means we discard this power token here, and now it would do whatever it says here. Reveal the top 2 cards of the Infection deck, and I will gain those. I will just, you know what, I will just put a little stack here with the Infections. I will just put them off to the side, and whenever we need to resolve those, maybe I will put them just right here, where Delana is. So this one would make me suffer 1 damage or discard a prepped spell. This one would make suffer 1 damage or place a card in hand on top of your deck. That's not horrible. Suffer 1 damage or discard 2 gems in hand. Okay, these are actually, I can work with these, kind of. That's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. So, then this one here would attack Gravehold, so that it suffers 2 damage. Well, next round, he will definitely be gone. So I need to take care of Gravehold a little bit, and here we just discard a power token, and then we draw a new card, which is another minion. Alrighty. So this is the Shrieking Havoc with 9 health. That's quite a bit, but that's also because that is level 2. These are all level 2 cards already, and these are like tougher, of course. This one is Wandering. Wandering means that whatever damage I deal to it, it's only 1 damage. But I can also spend either in order to damage it, and there it will not be reduced. So that's fine. And every time it's the Nemesis turn, it will make me suffer 2 damage. That's not good. Alright, it's my turn. I deal 1 damage to the Merc Spewer right here. And then I will deal 5 damage to the Merc Spewer as well. So this one is gone. The special ability with the Infection doesn't trigger because I have defeated it with something different than the Spark. Also, I can reveal the top card of my deck and either put it back on top, which I will do, or not. Alrighty, there we go. So what else do we do? Let me just rearrange these here again so we know the order they're in, right? You could usually put them like in a row or something, but I don't have as much room here for this recording as I usually do when I play this game. Alright, so let me put the Time Rift right here so we can deal some damage. I have 1, 2, 3, I have 4 either. That's great. I will use all of those in order to power up twice. Let me just get the power tokens again. This is a match with a lot of power token handling here. Seriously. That's fine. So I can just discard these cards and draw 5 new ones. And now it should be the friend's turn, right? Or is it mine? 1, 2, 3, 4, or one more? 5. I'm not sure. Is it mine or the... No, it's the friend. And the friend now gains 2 charges, or I gain 1 charge. It's both good. I will actually let her gain the charges, because I can always charge myself up at any point I want to, right? So, and now I have to activate this here immediately because it is charged up. That means any player or Gravehold gains 4 life, and of course I will give the 4 life to Gravehold. So Gravehold is back to 26. Nice. And if I do the same thing, then Gravehold is back up to 30, which would be nice. Alright. We discard this one and turn over this one here. This one lets me focus a breach, which is bad, or discards the prepped spell and charge her with 3 charges. Okay, that would also be quite nice. So, I now want to open this breach here, and then I will just maybe get more spells, but I will just like do as much damage to the Infecter as I can. I have him under control at the moment, and I want to keep that momentum. Alright, it's my turn. I do 5 damage. I will not deal it to the Havoc, right, because it's reduced to only 1 damage. I will deal it to the Infecter directly, like this. And then I can take a look at the top card. I will actually discard this one. Alright, there we go. So now it's my turn. I do have 2 spells. But first, I have 1, 3, I have 5. I will use 4 of those in order to open the last breach. I have all 4 breaches opened. That is nice. And I will also spend another crystal for nothing. And I will put my 2 spells right here. Nice. That will be 10 damage next round. Wow, that's pretty nice. I really have a good momentum now. Let's hope I can keep it. Oh, now it's the nemesis turn, so I shouldn't have spoken. But let's see. So first of all, we discard 1 power token here, okay? And this one will deal 2 damage to me. That is not nice, but I can heal myself with just my special ability soon. And here we have an attack. Any player discards 3 cards in hand and suffers 2 damage. Oh, that's pretty bad, actually. I have to discard 3 cards. Well, the spark isn't anything special. I want to keep this one here. And I want to keep this one. So let me discard these 3, I suppose, in this order. Alright, that wasn't great, but okay, that's the way it is. Now it's my turn. I will do these 2 damage. That's 10 damage. Deal it all to the nemesis. Very, very nice. And also I can take a look at the top cards again. First one, I will keep that. So that's fine. And then it's my turn. I will use the Banner of Chronicles to make the foe lose 1 charge. And these 2 either I get, I will just charge up here. And you know what? I will use it immediately, everything, to gain 4 life. So I'm back to 9. I like Brama, especially in combination with that Washium. That Washium is really, really good. And let me put that like this. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My deck is getting pretty thick, but I'm still doing okay. No spells there, but I can equip this one here. And also 1, 2, 3. I have 4 of those. I can gain 1 damage to gain 1 more. And I think I will do that. Let me suffer 1 damage to gain 1 more. Then I have enough to get that Time Rift here. That's like the only spell I'm investing in at the moment. But that's fine. I'm doing fine with that one. I will do something different next game probably. It's the foe's turn. We place a Broodling into play. That one has 3 health. Let me just get a health counter here. And also the Swarm gains 1 charge. Well, I will remove that soon again. Okay, that was already the foe's turn. Now this deck here, we shuffle. Put it back on the left with the top one, with the top card face up. Alrighty. So, let's see whose turn it is. The nemesis turn. 1 power token is removed. This one will deal 2 damage to me. And this one will deal 1 damage to me as well. And also make me discard a card. Let me just discard a regular crystal. Alright. And then we draw a new card, which is another minion. Alright, so now I need to get the minions under control a little bit. It's getting a little bit rough here. This is now the Blisterkin, which has 9 health. That is a lot. And when a player deals 4 more damage to this minion in a single instant, that player resolves one of their infections. Okay. And then Gravehold suffers 2 damage every time it's the nemesis turn. I don't like that too much. So the friend lets me focus a breach, which I don't want to. But I can discard a prepped spell. I have to. I have to discard this prepped spell here. And this one gives Delana 3 charges. Yeah, okay, that's not perfect. I actually wanted to deal damage, but that's fine. Let me just put that one here. And I have 5. I have 5 either. I will spend these 5 either in order to deal 5 damage to this one here. Remember, right? This one regular damage is only reduced to 1, but either I can just use as much as I want to deal as much damage as I spent the currency, right? So that's 5 cards for me. Let's just shuffle the turn order deck and see whose turn it is. I would like it if it was my turn, because I could like maybe defeat 2 enemies at once. Very good. So I can deal 5 damage here. I will deal 5 damage to the Broodling. I just want it to be gone. And also I can take a look at the top card, which I will keep. And then let me check if I have enough stuff here. I don't. I actually don't. But let's see. Let's just, you see, I have like all these spells here, which is pretty nice. I will do a lot of damage next round. This one either I will also spend in order to just damage the Shrieking Havoc by 1. So now I would like to be my turn again. Just one more time, please. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, Sifo. Place a Broodling into play and Gravehold suffers 2 damage, or the Swarm gains 3 charges and the friend gains 1 charge. Definitely not. I would definitely not do that. So we will put a Broodling into play. Right here with 3 health. So let me just put a health counter here. And also Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Well, Gravehold is still doing fine. That's the most important thing. Gravehold is really doing fine at the moment. Right? If I get exhausted, if I have 0 health, we don't lose the game. Right? But every damage I receive after that will be doubled and sent to Gravehold. So it's not going to be great then. So this one is done. Next time it's about charges. So I need to remove that charge. It is the friend's turn. The friend lets me focus a breach or discard a prepped spell. Oh, we already did that. I should have shuffled the deck. I completely forgot. So there we go. Either the Danana gains 2 charges, or I can return a card from a discard pile to my hand. Ooh, actually, I think it would be nicer to actually have that spell in hand. So I would actually take the spell here into my hand. Oh, nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Somehow the Infecter never unleashed again, right? But it will unleash here. So I might want to cancel that one. So, we now deal a lot of damage. So let's see. This one here, 4 more damage in 1 instance, but I will still do it probably. This one I can defeat like this, that's fine. This one I will also defeat. Okay, let's see what I can do. 5, 6, 7, 5. Okay, let me deal 5. Actually, these are worse for me. So I will deal 5 damage to the Broodling here, right? So this one is gone because this one is quite dangerous at the moment, actually. And then I can, oops, that was this card here. Take look at the top card, which I will discard. With this one, I will deal 5 damage to the Blisterkin. This one makes me resolve one of my infections, and I will take this one here. This one makes me place a card in hand on top of my deck, and that's actually fine. I need 3 in just a moment. I will just put. Let me just put the crystal on top. That's fine. All right. So this one is now reduced to 4. Also, I can take a look at the top of my deck, which is this one here. I can just discard it again. That's fine. And then I have 2 more damage I can deal. I will deal these 2 damage here. All right. That works. That was really nice. And now I will just put the time rifts here. And I have 3 more either I can spend. I will spend these 3 in order to defeat this one here as well. Very nice. Look at this. Much better now. Much, much better. And also I will use this one in order to make the foe lose 1 charge. Very cool. I like this. Let me just do it like this. Alright, draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, now I got everything pretty much under control again, right? Nice. That was a very good move. Nemesis turn. This one is discarded, so we now unleash 3 times. That means now, first of all, it will remove a token, and I have to resolve all of my infections. So let's do that. I have 2, I think. Yeah. Either discard a prepped spell or suffer 1 damage. Actually, I'm not doing too well regarding damage, right? So, you know what? I would actually discard a prepped spell. It's not great, but it's okay. And then here we have discard 2 gems in hand or suffer 1 damage. Do I have 2 gems? I do. I have 2 cheap ones. I will discard these 2. That's fine. Second unleash, the nemesis will gain a token. And third unleash, and I will get an infection. Discard a prepped spell or suffer 1 damage. Same thing again. And then the third unleash is discarding that one again to do that infection here. Discard a prepped spell or suffer 1 damage. Oh man, you know what? I will suffer 1 damage now. I need a few spells. I need to do some damage at least, right? Okay, so this one is done. This one will do 2 damage to Gravehold. That's not horrible. We will gain that back this round actually. And then a new card is an attack. Unleash twice. Alright, so that means we will put Nemesis token on there. Oh, by the way, I already did that one here. Put Nemesis token on there, and then we will remove it again with the second Unleash to resolve that one here. Discard a gem in hand that costs 2 or more, or suffer 1 damage. Yeah, sure, let me discard that gem. That's fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's something that I can do at least. Any player or Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Let's take Gravehold because I'm not doing too well. Alright. That was that. And now it should be my turn or the friend's turn. It's my turn now. So I will now deal 5 damage. I will deal this 5 damage to, well, to the Nemesis. Because we got him down pretty well. Pretty good, I mean. From 60 to 25. Look at this. That's pretty good. And then here I will put the Time Rift here. I have 2. I can't do a whole lot with that, but I will just use these 2 in order to charge up a little bit, just to kind of that I can heal up quite soon, I hope. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are also like relics that let you, or like also spells I think, that let you destroy cards in your deck. There are none in this game, so I can't do that. So my deck is just like pretty thick at the moment. But that's just the way it is. So now it is... Oh, the Nemesis is one more... Oh, I thought the Nemesis was through. Okay. This one, 2 more damage to Gravehold. It's not great. It's not great. But okay. And it's a power. Power 2. Unleash the power with the lowest life suffers 4 damage, which would kill me. Or which would make me exhausted. But okay. I can work around that, and it's my turn again. Oh, so it was already the friend's turn this round. I don't remember. Okay. It's my turn. So first of all, I will deal 5 damage again. I will deal that damage to the Nemesis. So that's only 20 left. That's pretty nice. And then I will put that one here. I have 4 either, which I will all spend in order to power up a little bit so I can heal quite soon. I should be able to heal next turn if I have enough either in my hand, which I actually don't. Actually don't. Okay, then I would have to wait 1 more turn. Alright. So, let's just shuffle this deck here. But we're close to finishing the game because I don't think we will lose. We could, but I doubt it. I think I will get rid of the Nemesis very soon. I think I need like 4 or 5 more turns maximum to do so. So, first turn, Time Rift, I will use to damage the Nemesis by 5. See that here? We are getting places. Also, I can take a look at the top card, which I will discard. Nice. And then it is... What will I do? So, yeah, I just have a few spells. That's fine. Like this. That would be quite a bit of damage. And then I also have 3 here. So I will use this one here in order to make the oops, that was 4, to make the foe lose 1 charge, and these 2 I will spend to power up here a little bit, to like charge. Okay, that was my turn already. You see, like these turns are very quick and snappy once you know how the game is played. It's the Nemesis turn, but that's a shame. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Okay, Gravehold is getting a little bit beaten up right now. Here we remove 1 power token and we draw a new card, which is a minion again. Oh, with 10 health. Oh, that's pretty bad. Is that a level 3 minion? No, it's not yet. Okay. Volcanic Zala. Persistent. Gravehold suffers 3 damage, or any player loses 2 charges. Actually, that means I could like charge up, and then that minion would be pretty much useless. Okay. So I need 3 charges. 1 charge, then a heal, and then 2 more charges for that guy. Okay, let's see if I can do that. Let's see if I can do that. Well, not yet. 2 more damage to Gravehold. So now it's getting a little bit dangerous here. Here we unleash. That means we put a Nemesis token on there. Okay. And also the player with the lowest life suffers 4 damage. That's me. So I'm actually done. I'm down. Wow. That was quick. Yeah, maybe I should have discarded that somehow, but, well, I didn't. And this one here makes Gravehold suffer 3 damage. Okay, it's getting dangerous now, but I think I can still do it. Because now it's going to be like my turn and the friend's turn a lot. So it's my turn. First of all, I'll deal 5 damage to the nemesis. Nemesis is almost down. Let's see what do I have in hand. I have these 2 spells in hand. That's perfect. So I will now pretty much win. I think there's nothing the nemesis can do to really, really hurt me. I can take a look at the top card, which I will discard. Also, I will deal 2 damage right here to the Blisterkin. So this one is gone, just to be safe, but I wouldn't have to do it, I think. And then I will deal 1 more damage to the nemesis. Alright, so I have my time rifts here, and also I have 4. That's perfect. So I can power up twice, like charge twice, so I'm protected here. Wonderful. Let me draw 5 more cards, and as soon as it's my turn, I win. Because there is nothing the nemesis can do anymore, because, well, the nemesis has already gone twice. So it's my turn. I deal 10 damage, and with that, the nemesis is down to 0 health, and we defeat the Infecter. Yeah, that is how you play Aeons and the Descent. Very cool. Actually, yeah, this is like about like the time I usually need to play a game of Aeon's End. Usually it's like about like 45 minutes to 60 minutes, right? Like let's say 60 minutes, including like setup and teardown. And if I actually play 2 or 3 games in a row, which I often do, then it's like just 45 minutes for the next game. It's like quite quick, right? And that is how you play the game. I hope I didn't make any mistakes, because as soon as the camera's rolling, there's always like the danger that I'm missing something, but I think everything is fine. Yeah. So what we do now at the end of this fight is to take a look at how the story continues, and then we will also get new stuff. So if you are not interested in the lore and the story, then you can just use the timestamps below, just like before. But before, let me just have another cup of tea, which is probably cold by now. Yes, it definitely is. Alright, let's read the Battle 1 conclusion. Brama stands, still covered in the grime of the battle, dirt and blood dripping from her hands. The swarm itself seems to recede, with the Infecter's death leaving behind dry grass and flowers as it sinks away into the ground. For a moment it seems she and her friends have the attention of the entire clan. Sister Layson eyes them with something like begrudging respect now that they have proven themselves side by side in battle. The rest of the followers, creeping out of their tents, stare in bare-faced amazement at proof that one of them could fight the Nameless. And the sisters. Brama can feel the rage in their eyes from across the entire camp. What is the meaning of this? Elder Reyna stomps across the field, her robes still glittering with ether dust from her breeches. It whips up in the wind as she moves, like a sandstorm in her wake. Followers do not fight. Soldiers do not magic. Who allowed this? Sister Layson, why didn't you stop them? Layson shrugs unbothered. Seems as though it worked out well. Thrax is a fierce fighter, and magic only makes him more of an asset. Even the pipsqueak was pretty handy. But this is not the way, Reyna hisses, an angry flush rising through her gaunt cheeks. Why? Janti steps forward, folding her arms. Because... Reyna's face grows redder as she sputters, trying to find an answer. Because it is forbidden. That's what I thought. Janti spits on the ground in front of Reyna and then turns back toward Brama. You've got the sage, Brama. Now it's time to tell them. Janti, no, I can't. Brama whispers, stepping closer to Janti so that the clan can't see her panic. I'm not ready for this. I didn't think it happened now. I was just looking into it. It was just a dream. A hypothetical. These people don't need a dream. They need a leader. That's not me. Brama holds her hands up as if she could hide from the expectant gazes all around her. You're the fearless one, Janti. You should do it. Everyone respects you. But you inspire them. Janti takes both of Brahma's hands into her own and squeezes them right. You're the visionary. You're their hope. Brama glances over Janti's shoulder as the crowd of followers shying away from the fury of the elders. She looks over the scant collection of tents, their home condensed down into what little they can carry as they flee. She sees her hands, bloodstained, gripping Janti's tightly. Whatever she does now, they're doomed anyway. The elders will exile them, for going against the way of things is the only way to maintain control. She got them into this mess, dragging her friends into forbidden places to hear about her mad ideas of a city in the wastelands. But Janti believes in her mad ideas. Believes in her. With one final squeeze, Brama lets go of Janti's hands and approaches the followers, although she shouldn't think of them that way anymore. They're her family, her friends, her city. Brama takes a deep breath to settle her nerves. Let me tell you the story of a glittering city called Karek. Alrighty. Very cool, very cool. I like this story because if you know Aeon's End, this means this takes place before Aeon's End. Like before the very, very first one, right? So it's kind of a prequel. Very cool. And that because like Brama is like still young there, right? And in the original Aeon's End, well, there's a little story spoiler for you, but I mean Aeon's End is like really old now, or like older the game, right? So it's like almost impossible to not spoil you, but Brama is a character in that game as well, and yes, she's older, and yes, she is a leader. So this is like probably like the story of her becoming a leader, which is very cool. Alright, and now we are opening the next deck. So I got the deck right here. So let's just take a look quickly what we have here. So what happens now is what always happens in Expedition usually. Just here it's a little bit different, but usually after the first battle you would draw 3 more cards, 1 gem, 1 relic, and 1 spell, and you could exchange them as you want to, right? As you wish to. Here it's a little bit different because it's like 1 relic and 2 spells instead, but we have 3 new cards and now we can exchange them with the market. What I usually do is that in my expedition I will just see, do I want to exchange it or not? I want to show you as much of the game as possible in my playthrough here of the expedition. So what I will do, I will exchange all of them. So I will put like the 4 relic, I will exchange that with the 3 relic right here, because that's the cheapest one, right? Like always like as close to the price as possible. The 5 I will exchange with the Time Rift that I used before. And the Boundless Engulf I will exchange with that one here, which is a shame. I would have liked to play with this one, but that's the way it is. Or maybe I would just do the 5 and the 6 and replace these 2, so I can keep this one. Let's see. So we have the Tuned Reconstructor here as a relic. We have the Endless Weave and we have the Boundless Engulf. Very cool, very nice images as well. I will just sleeve those cards and then I will exchange them here with the market next video. And that is pretty much everything that I wanted to show you today, which is the first battle of the expedition of Aeon's End the Descent, the newest outing, the newest part in the series of Aeon's End. I really like this. It's the same gameplay as usual. I like the friends and the foes here. I might actually remove those for the next playthrough just because it was like a lot here on the table, right? And I would like to keep like this, like the height of the camera here and everything. So I might remove the friend, the foe. I just wanted to show you how that works. And for the next battle, we will just do the regular expedition without that module, I think, just so that we have a little bit more room to actually play here. It's especially because there are also bosses. I don't know if in this version as well, but in some Aeon's End versions there are bosses that need like more space in general. So I think I will remove them for the next gameplay. But I hope that you just enjoyed seeing them now. Well, that concludes my first battle of the expedition for Aeon's End the Descent. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for sticking to the very end. As usual, I would like to thank you all for your support. Especially I want to thank my generous patrons, and the biggest thanks go out to Thagano, who is supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. You can support me by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.